Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Crazy year, obviously. Really proud to be able to do this for Nick and our athletes. We're really trying to get our kids back to as much of normalcy as we can, and celebrating these successes is a great way to do that. So, on behalf of the school district and the athletic office, I would like to congratulate the entire Shollet family for accomplishing this goal that I'm sure you had since you were a young boy. It takes a lot to do this, not only from you, but from your family, from your friends, your teammates, and your coaches. So I really want to congratulate you on behalf of the entire school district. Parents, Kevin and Lori, siblings, Tyler, Graham, and Ella, to be able to sign today to play lacrosse at DeUville University up in Rochester is a culmination of a lot of hard work. Coach Dukowski will be speaking in a moment about more of a lacrosse aspect, but I just want to mention some of the intangibles that I've seen with you. And it's a weird year because I didn't even get to see you play lacrosse last year, unfortunately, but I have witnessed a lot of different things. I've witnessed a lot of natural leadership ability, quiet leadership, leading by example. I've recognized his hard work in the academic area. High honor roll all 4 years of high school. Not easy. I've also witnessed and heard a lot about an intangible about meeting adversity and overcoming adversity. A young man that suffered an injury that would have ended a lot of careers for a lot of high school athletes, and been tough for any high school student that had to go through that. But what Nick showed is toughness, mental strength, and a way to fight to come back to do something that he loved to do and loves to do. So this is a great honor to watch you do this. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our head lacrosse coach, Chris Dukowski.
Thanks, Josh. Again, thanks, Josh. It's an honor for me to be here right now and to be talking on behalf of Nick. Obviously, as Josh just said, I'm Chris Dukowski. I'm his head varsity lacrosse coach. I've been coaching Nick now for a few years. Nick is a senior midfielder for us this year. In less than a month, we'll kick off his senior season, which is awesome considering kind of the unfortunate situation that we've been dealing with. But Nick was a member of our 2019 as a sophomore. He was up with us in our 2019 season. That team really was a historical team for our program for a lot of reasons. Not just because we ended up winning the sectional title that year. We won the regional championship, and we had a chance to play in the Final Four for the state. But that team, more importantly, really instilled a lot of things. And it's one of really two teams that kind of set the tone for this program in terms of off-season commitment, hard work, making sure you're accountable, and just it's led to success. And he was there, and he's a part of that. And we're lucky to have him as a senior, and he's been able to carry that on. Regardless of whether or not we had a season last year, he's been there and he's been helping. Get the young guys in the weight room, make sure we're accountable to be at off-season practices, and he's done a phenomenal job with that. Nick's obviously, everything that Mr. Gannon said is spot on. He didn't miss a beat after his injury that he had. That most people, I don't know if they would ever came back, and I literally couldn't even tell when he came back from that. He's talented, and it's I've never ever heard anyone have a negative thing to say about Nick. The only thing I disagree with Josh is that he's a quiet leader, because he's not very quiet, but in a good way. He steps up for us all the time. He's a voice in the locker room, on the field, in the weight room, off-season practices. He's all over the place, and we're lucky to have him as a senior. But it's a little bit bittersweet for me to be up here, honestly, talking, on behalf of Nick as he signs this letter of intent to play D2 at Uville. really, unfortunately, the only thing for him is that he's only had one season on varsity when he could have had one last year. But I'm proud of him that he's at this point. I'm looking forward to having him back for another year when we start in less than a month and ready to go, chasing that sectional title. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. All right, at this time, before we have him sign, I'm wondering if he'd like to come up and just say a couple of words of thanks. I also have to mention he's a very good shoe salesman. It doesn't take much to sell me sneakers, and every time I walk in there, I leave with a pair of sneakers.
I would just like to thank my family, my friends, and coaches that have brought me on all these tournaments and stuff when we didn't have a season. It was a huge help in helping me become a better player. So I just like to thank all that and everybody who helped me out. Thanks.
Good job. All right, at this time, and hopefully it doesn't blow away, when you're ready, go ahead and sign. All right, congratulations again. We really look forward to watching you compete this spring, and we always like to follow our kids when they move to the next level. So all we ask is that you stay in touch with us when you come back into town. Come back and visit. Still continue to be a role model for our young kids that want to get to where you're going to be going. Okay. All right. Congratulations again.
Thank you.